Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome again to the Let's Talk Marketing podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster, and I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today, for episode 178, if you didn't watch the last podcast or hear the last podcast, not the last one, I'm still laughing because I got my man Jay and my girl Ray, and we're just chopping up. So, for the housekeeping notes, for you that want to leave a review first time, ongoing, recurring downloaders, I will send you a BU t-shirt. Just make sure you send the email, and this all will be in the show notes. I'll send the email to info@nwebsterllc.com. Then make sure you take a screenshot, show me the iTunes review that you left, and of course I want to see it on my iTunes, and then we will converse from there. So without further ado, I got my man Ray, my girl Ray, or oh my gosh, my it's Jay and Ray. I'm just gonna, y'all jump in here. Y'all know, let's say what's up to the people.
I also have a sister named Jay, so this is even funnier. I get this all day long in our household. But hey, y'all, my name is Ray, also known as Rayland. But I am the founder and owner of Gray Digital Marketing. What I do is help coaches and consultants take their brands from ordinary to extraordinary with a little extra. And I am going to kick it over to Jay because we have too much fun to talk about. And maybe all of our episodes will be known as the lost episodes from here thus forward.
I keep laughing a lot. Sorry. Folks, my name is Jay Rathel, owner of Yamar 83, paid social. So Facebook and LinkedIn for higher education, colleges, vocational training, course creators, things like that. Known Nathan for a while. Ray's my new BFF now. So let's get this rolling.
Hey, so the title of this episode is Horrible Marketing Job Descriptions. And we were just talking so much before I hit the record, but I'm like, we got to stop talking. And of course, with these two, that's just that doesn't happen. Only because they're muted. They're talking right now, but they're still talking, but they're muted. So I'll kick this off by saying, like, some of these job descriptions, y'all, you can't get a team in one person. Y'all can't add everything in the kitchen sink. Like on the field of play on basketball, there's 5 people. There's not 5 people in one person. It cannot happen. So let's talk about some of these job descriptions. Who wants to go first?
Well, let's start from our friends who help us in their junior level roles, and we'll make our way up. So our dear social media marketers. We love them. They're beautiful. They're excellent.
Absolutely.
They're great. If they can make a reel, yeah, they can probably make a TikTok. However, don't expect that they are going to be incredible at LinkedIn and Twitter and Pinterest and all of these other platforms that pop up like daisies overnight. And my next favorite thing is when y'all are like, you need 15 years experience in Snapchat. I don't even think Snapchat's been around for 15 years because I was in high school and it didn't exist. Facebook barely exists. So stop with the madness and check yourselves because that's not real. To put this in perspective, Instagram came out about 11 years ago, maybe 12. So if you're looking for the super example,
they could be referring to MySpace, Ray. MySpace. Maybe they were referring to MySpace.
Top 8. Who's on someone's top 8? Top 16 if you can't make decisions. It gets my goat because this is ridiculous. And then you want somebody fresh out of college, but also who has their master's, all for them to do your social media. None of that makes sense. So please have somebody edit it. That doesn't exist. It's not real. And next you're going to start asking for PhDs.
Do not hate on MySpace, okay? Listen, MySpace was my jam. I don't care what you say. I was on there like every day. Like, oh, okay, you pissed me off. You number 5 now. That's what you get. Technically, I found my wife through MySpace because I knew her friend who introduced us on MySpace. And she sent me a picture with like 3 girls. I was like, hey, who are you? She's like, the one on the right. I was like, that one? She's like, that one. Like, okay. And we're here 17 years later. So those you hit on MySpace. That's love connection.
Hey, Jay, do you
Tinder.
hang out with Tom in Hawaii?
Yeah, all the time. We just at the bar down the street. You know what? The day I see Tom, I was like, okay, we're doing some selfies. Listen, job titles. Like, well, one, that's for people. Master's degrees in marketing and digital marketing, I think, is a huge waste of time. But that's another subject for another day.
You can get a master's in social media? Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure you can. For sure in digital marketing. Like, dude, what are you doing?
I mean, that's a money grab. And again,
it is.
Wow.
Because it's always
It-
changing.
I did not know
Oh
that.
my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I don't see so much of the guru type of houses anymore. Like it was a guru, like magician. It was like it was like some crazy stuff for a while. I don't know who started it. It was like I need a Facebook ad guru that does XYZ blah 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 blah. But my thing is the words digital marketing is a vast openness of interpretation.
Yes.
It means a million different things to a million different people. However, you don't put all those million things in one job title and expect people to do it. And I had that job once when I was young. I didn't know. Oh, digital marketing specialist. I was like, I want that job. 3 months in, they had me redoing a website, running organic social media, which I didn't do very well. I would just like post once a week. I'd be doing Facebook ads, and I'm doing interviews with the school, all for $49,500, making big money. I left after a while. But the digital marketing, any digital marketing, like email, SEO, organic, let's say those 3 things. Could you do them well? I mean, yes. Could you do them excellent? Probably not. Because if you have that digital marketing title, I guarantee you're doing something that's not in your job description. You got to do otherwise. Like some offshoots, do this, do that. Oh, can you fix our website? Can you? No, man, dude. I post on Twitter. I can't make a website. Like it's bananas, and they pay very little. They pay
They pay them
little,
pennies.
dog.
So, real life example for you. One of my last jobs, I was head of sales and marketing. Now, really, those should not be 2 things together in and of themselves, because the sales process is very hard work, and it needs a lot of attention. And so, but I didn't just do marketing, just general marketing. No, I also had to rebrand, and in that rebrand, do the website and come up with sales processes and come up with new product types, and all with a team of 2 people who had never done any of these things before. Love y'all, but we are not unicorns, okay? We are pretty fantastic people, if I do say so myself. We are creative thinkers. We will find you solutions. But if you want to watch burnout happen at a rapid rate, ask us to do everything under the sun for pennies. Just ask. And then you're going to wonder why there's so much churn in that department.
Yeah. And I think the biggest problem is people don't understand how marketing, it's more than just, I get to capture somebody's attention. You have to constantly disrupt their vibe and say, my disruption is going to be a welcome invitation. And it doesn't always happen that way. And then to be creative enough to say, that failed, we have to find the next thing. Like you said, that burnout happens fast, especially if you ain't got people to back you up, and then there's no budget for you to get outside help to think outside the box, because you're just drinking I said I was gonna stop saying drinking the Kool-Aid to be insensitive to those folks. You're reading from the wrong playbook.
What's wrong with Kool-Aid?
Oh, that's a very long topic, and we can offshoot that one. Has nothing to do with marketing.
Jay,
other than it was a tagline
I can't with you right now, Jay.
I just pull up this job description. I put in digital marketing, pull it up. You got 5 to 7 years experience. You got to know Photoshop in and out, Canva, Salesforce, HubSpot, SEO, know everything about KPIs, click rate, bounce rate, all that. Know your buyer persona, work with developers. It just keeps going. And I think it was like $50,000 a year.
I'm sorry. Just knowing HubSpot alone, like what part of HubSpot?
That's hard.
You want us to keep up with the CRM? Why are we keeping up with the CRM? Are we doing our email marketing off of HubSpot? What are we doing within HubSpot? Then I want to know, if you are using Canva, why in the world do you also need to use Photoshop? Because that just seems like we're spending money. And my concerns go on and on and on. And that job, bare minimum, should be at 85.
Yeah,
Because
Salesforce
they don't know what they're posting. That's why.
No.
They just they find on the internet, yeah, you should know these 2. If you know Photoshop in and out, you would never touch a Canva because you probably hate it. Because Canva's good for us, but like for a real designer, it's Photoshop. It's Creative Cloud all day long because it's better.
Yeah.
Well, and here's another thing. If you have been working for 5 to 7 years, this is my gift to you. You deserve more than $50K. You need to say no to that job, value yourself first, and walk right back in there and say, I will only do these 4 bullet points for $50K. But if you would like all of these completed, I'm going to need $30K more than that. So I hope you can find that in your budget. Pay up.
Man.
Or you say, bye, Felicia.
And you said it said HubSpot and Salesforce.
Yeah, and
Oh.
those two are monsters. I don't know. I couldn't even deal with that. Salesforce is
Yeah.
a beast.
It is.
It's a
nonsense.
beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where
That
to
is.
start.
No, I built a couple of Salesforce databases for clients, and it was grueling work, and I sorely underestimated that gig. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
you can YouTube Salesforce. I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I've never done it before, but I think you need proper training. And usually, I've seen Salesforce administrators. What that job is. That job pays pretty well, from what I can tell. It's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Usually a
So don't
six-figure
put all
job.
that in that job title. Yeah, I'm like, you know, the worst thing, you all, biggest industry that's guilty of this is nonprofits. So I worked for two of them, and they got me twice because they don't have enough money, obviously.
And Salesforce is free. That's why. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And they we need everything. Can you do it? When I was 25, yeah, I'll do it now. You out your mind? You out your mind? I don't I'm never worked for a nonprofit again. I'm for lots of different reasons. They play on your heart, but not on your wallet. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. So I mean, no. But if y'all in marketing, whatever that is, my 2 cents: do the job you know how to do. Don't try to do 10 jobs, because odds are you're gonna fail.
Okay. So we only got 5 minutes left. So what if though we could give some tips for HR recruiters, headhunters, and whatever the employer decision maker and the one that creates it. We talked about the problem. What's the solution? How can we help him here? Where can we help him?
Let's talk about employee branding. All of those folks in that space want to have better work environments. If you want to create a healthy and productive work environment and get the most productive team that you can have, then if you don't have the budget, you need to narrow down and really go deep into the things that are going to get you the most max profit and say, these are the 4 key things that we need to move the needle. Your CMO or whoever's in charge of marketing should be able to tell you that. And if they can't, that's another discussion you need to have, and that's between you. Then you need to, if you do have the budget, you need to expand your team and grow your team, because everybody who works on that team is going to feel the most successful if they can see a project to the end. And the thing that happens with marketing is every single team starts to bombard them with, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And so those 50 bullet points of the things that you want them to do, every single person's coming at them with, oh, well, you're supposed to be the expert. Can't you get it done? And they can't, because they start piling up on each other and start having competing deadlines, which leads to a very miserable employee. If you want to make this easy for them, you need to find ways to protect their time and be very clear about what's most important for them in some type of plan. Because if you don't, then you're just writing job descriptions like the one we read out loud. And a lot of those things compete with one another, and it's not okay. Or start paying a lot of mental health insurance.
Right. Well, it's a whole other conversation. But that happened to me. I was that, what you just described happened to me. I had the digital marketing title, and I had requests from other departments nonstop. After a while, I learned how to say no. And this is another thing too. Your manager, whoever set you up, should set you up, but they're not there all the time. People are still going to try to do what they want to do. So you got to be, let's say, adult enough to say, no, I can't do this, or maybe another time. You got to figure something out. But sometimes you just got to say, no, I can't do that. It's that simple. No is a powerful word.
Yes. And HR and leaders support their no.
And I'll say, on the technical side, the person that is taking pictures or creating it in Photoshop or Canva is not bad, but it's not Photoshop. Photoshop is an expert designer. But if you want to do Canva, you can still do some fire designs there too. However, they probably are not the best at writing copy. They probably don't do SEO or SEM. They probably also are not devs. And do not put them in the category of doing strategy. Those are separate things. You don't go to your HMO doctor to check on your, you need a flu shot, and yet they're going to send you to the gynecologist. That's not, look, marketing is like medicine. So this is the part where you can't just combine everything into one. Please separate it out, because someone who's experienced running campaigns, they're not going to be excited working in Canva, creating a pamphlet for something that's for something next week. That's not what you're paying them for.
No. And it's too much. And even for copy and SEO, you can have a very good copywriter who's not good at SEO because they just want to write creatively.
Oh my gosh, so true.
So they don't want to sit there and look up keywords and try to put them into their story when they just enjoyed writing the story. And so how do you play to people's strengths, and or how do you also make time for some of these folks to learn? Because when you write job descriptions like that, I can guarantee you a third or more of their time is spent on YouTube University trying to figure it out if you don't have the budget to go give them the education.
Right. Are you going to send them to, I forget, Google's their thing? Are you going to send them to Adweek? Are you going to, like, what are the professional development pieces that you're going to throw in there for them to say that we want you to learn and grow and develop with us too?
A lot of them don't do it.
No, they don't have the budget.
Nope, you do it on your own. A lot of stuff I learned is Udacity, you know what I mean? I invested in myself. I paid, there's some, especially COVID, I paid a pretty penny to learn from some of the best Facebook ads in the country, some of LinkedIn ads. I just, you want to get better, you got to hang out with the big boys and girls. Like, you play on the basketball court with the bigger kids. So I paid the money and got better on my own time. The company to pay.
I was going to say, I think I've spent over 6 figures on my own development, on my own, for other companies to benefit from my skill set for a job. Not for my business, but for a job.
Does not surprise me at all.
So with that, because we are all here for hire, where can they find you at if they need beep services?
Are you sure
Ray, you go first. Well, if they, we keeps it real on here. We talk about current event, but yeah, it's funny. We can also talk about the people that troll on us and then expect us to work miracles in record time and then pay us very little. It's like, you don't think we feel some sort of a way? And you don't think us marketing folks don't talk to other marketing folks?
I repeat, resentment.
Yeah, don't get me started. People are like, oh, sometimes my wife would say, like, are you upset? I'm like, no, I will be, though, if I keep talking about this.
Maybe our next podcast should just be marketing therapy for marketers, because we have horror stories.
Right? They were like, oh my gosh, I didn't know your job. I didn't know it was like that. Especially my students. They were like, oh, I thought marketing was going to be so much more fun. This is like, why you keep saying data and we got to make mistakes. Like, I don't, like, yeah.
I always joke I color for a living, and that's so far from the truth, but it's the joke I like to make.
What was that? Say that again. I'll cut you off.
I color for a living. That's the joke I tell people.
Oh.
Because there's so much misconception around what I do that I'm like, I don't even want to explain it to you because you won't listen.
I think after a while, I would say people, like, what do you do? Like, I would say, you know what? I get people to click a button. I just do that. I get people to click buttons. Oh, okay. Moving on. Moving on.
So what button do they need to push to find you, Ray? Where should they go?
Well, if you'd like somebody to color and tell stories for you, you can find me on LinkedIn at Raylan-Logan. You can also find me on my website at Grade Digital mktg.co. That is also my handle on all other social media channels if you're looking to take your brand from ordinary to extraordinary. Jay, take it away.
Yeah, so if you're a small business marketer, we said this, small business owner, we said this last time, you think you're running Facebook ads? Don't, because you're going to lose your money. There's a reason why we exist. People like me, we've done it for quite a while. We know the ins and outs. It's not something you can learn on YouTube in 45 minutes. Do not believe them titles. You can learn everything you need to know about Facebook ads in 45 minutes. No, that's not a thing. It's not true. Save your money. Hire someone else to do it. I also run LinkedIn ads. My company is called Yamaro83, YAMARO83.com. LinkedIn is Jay Rethel, JAYRATHELL. And like I said, I love running ads, y'all. It makes me happy. That's me.
Absolutely. And I will say, for you listeners out there, these are not people that just think like, okay, you can keep meeting with them one-on-one. You want to pick their brain. These are the equivalent of high-level CMOs. These are executives. Even though we can chop it up and we can play and laugh and whatnot, just don't get it twisted. We are high-level executives. We just like to keep it fun because the jobs we do are very stressful because it requires us to get results. We are required to get results. With that, I know we are coming to a close. So any last words from Jay and Ray or Jay?
If we're going to simplify our jobs further from buttons, coloring, and telling stories, we make people lots of money. Therefore, we deserve money.
Can't top that. Damn, I just what she said. I don't know which way it's pointing, but what she said. Because pay us and we'll pay you with results.
Yeah, you heard it first here. Going off of what Ray said, she couldn't say it any better. We help people get paid. With that, folks, that's a wrap. Thank you again for tuning in to Let's Talk Marketing In Depth Podcast. Until next time, make sure you leave your review, get your t-shirt. I wish you the very best. So dream big and Godspeed.